Good morning, friends. It's Monday. It is Monday, and I'm feeling a little crazy this morning. How's everybody doing? Normally I have a couple places to be on Monday, and today I do not. So I thought I'd spend some time with you and just talk about how we make life special. So let's stop being silly here and throw some flowers on. Oh yeah, football season is almost here, right? So shout out your favorite football team. Mine is Notre Dame. That is my favorite college team. I'm big into college football, not so much into NFL. I follow the people that go from college into the NFL, and so I've got a bunch of different NFL teams that I watch, but college football is where my heart is. So I wanted to talk about today making the people in your life feel special. How do you make the people in your life feel special? And we're going to talk as I'm going to get ready here. Sometimes it is buying things that they really want. Sometimes it's just being there. And I'm learning this more and more every day. My husband teaches me things all the time. And one of the things that he's teaching me is how important my time with him is. It doesn't mean that we have to be together 24/7, but when we're together, we need to be together uninterrupted. Not together on my phone, not together, just watching a movie, but together, like actually having conversations about like solving the world's problems, right? Totally off topic here, but there are two good things about a magnifying mirror. Number one, you can see everything, right? Or the bad thing about a magnifying mirror is that you can see everything. And so like I'm looking into my mirror right here and I can tell so badly that my eyebrows are needing some major love. So how do we give the special people in our life the time that they deserve? There's 24 hours in the day, and everybody has them. Everybody has 24 hours. It's what you do with those 24 hours that makes such a huge difference. I realize now how much time I literally waste. I waste like just getting on Facebook and just looking at stuff. And it's like a deep, dark hole, and you can get caught in it. And I realize that I can spend a lot of time just wasted, right? Where at the end of the day, I'm thinking to myself, I didn't accomplish much. So one of the things that I'm finding now is to do the hard stuff first. Do the stuff that I don't really love. Do it first. Like plan what's for dinner, make the bed, get the shower out of the way. When I was working, it was like a no-brainer, right? You got up, you took a shower, you got ready, you left. You threw something out of the freezer for dinner, or you threw it in a crock pot. But I have to tell you, now that I don't have a 9-to-5 job, I find that I have a lot more time, but I waste a lot of it. I waste a lot of it on silliness. And I want to make my days count. I want to I want to be valuable to others in my day. And I'm not saying that there is anything wrong with taking a rest day and just being like restful, because I think we all need that. I think we all need some time to just refuel, right? We need to just kind of like refresh. But on those days, you got to really find what refreshes you, right? So I was talking to my sister yesterday, and she was doing laundry. Now, she had worked all week long, and this was like her only day off, and she was cleaning and doing laundry. And I got to thinking about that, and I thought, I feel like when I used to do that, like I missed out on, I felt like I didn't get to do the stuff that I wanted to do. So I would always recommend that you do more on the days like that you're working. You're already tired, right? So why not be exhausted tired? And do a couple of loads of laundry, meal prep, do that kind of stuff so that when the weekend comes, you can actually refresh. I'd love to know what some of the things are that you love. And if you're popping on, I don't know why this is not going away. Hey, Miss Donna. Thank you for popping on. And Megan, okay, so these were not showing up here earlier. So I would love to know, like, what brings you joy? You know, joy is defined in many different ways. Joy, a lot of us think that when we're happy, that we're joyful. But that's not always true. You can be joyful in those sorrowful times too. Finding joy to me means like I know what my worth is. I know where my happiness comes from. You know, there's an acronym for joy and it says Jesus, others, and yourself. And I love that because I feel like that is a great order to put things. When I put Jesus first and then others and then myself, I'm actually the happiest. That's when I am the happiest. Jesus, others, and yourself. Those three things bring joy into my life. And so with that said, I want to make my life count for others. Good morning, Valerie. I want to do something special for others that that leaves a lasting impression. One of the things that I like to live by is called, living my legacy. Living my legacy. And like I said, I talked about this last week, that I thought about what would people say about me when I wasn't here. And I knew what they would probably say, like what my husband would say about me, because he's such an awesome guy. But the question was it all true? Was it all true? Was I an awesome, wonderful wife? Did I always put him first? And I really got to thinking about that. And it wasn't real true. I normally put this on first so I can get it into my eyebrows, and I didn't today, but oh well. So I started to change the way I acted, and I tried to live backwards. Basically, like, okay, this is what I want people to think about me after I'm not here. So what do I have to do today for that to be true? So that's living your legacy and finding joy in it. And so in doing that, I've kind of changed the way I think about things. I think about like my grandchildren, right? Like, in order to be in their memories tomorrow, I have to be in their lives today. That is so important to me, to be in their lives. And I know I can't be with them all every day, 24/7, but the time that I'm with them, it's got to count. It's got to be meaningful, right? So I tell them who I am, what I believe in, what I feel is important to me. And I leave those little bits of nuggets in their lives. And then the next time I see them, I will ask them things like, what do you remember most from the last time we were together? And if they can bring up some of those things that were important, that I was trying to, instill in them, then I know that I've done a good job. Then I know that I've done my job as a grandma to leave those bits of nuggets in their life, right? There's so many things that we wait for special occasions for, whether it's the good china, the good clothes, the things that we put away for that special occasion. What if we made every day a special occasion? What if you made meatloaf and put it on the china? Right? How would that make your family feel? How would that make your family feel if you could make them feel like, you know what, it's Monday and we're having meatloaf, but you're special to me. You are special to me, and so special that we're able to eat tonight's dinner on our good china. I bet you that meatloaf will taste better than it ever has, ever, ever, ever. And that's the way I want to live my life. Now, I do have some dishes that I bought last year at Thanksgiving time, because I was having a bunch of people over for Thanksgiving, and I don't have china. Like, I don't have that great set of china. But they're beautiful dishes, and I use them every time my family's here because it's a set of 16, and we need about a set of 16 to get them. And even that's not all enough. And who knows, maybe I'll get some more this year. But I don't use those every day. But it's not because they're my good dishes or my everyday dishes. They are the ones that come out because I have enough of them, right? And so, but if I did have china, I promise you I would use it on a Monday night when I made dinner. When I wanted my husband to know that he was special, you know? The other thing that I think that as women, and I'm so guilty of this, we get married, we have the babies. Now, granted, my husband and I got married later in life, and so we're not having babies, but we're having grandbabies, and we feel like that's kind of the same thing, right? But life kind of gets in the way, and we forget to make that person special. We forget because we get so comfortable in the everyday. We get so wrapped up in the I'm so busy, and we've got bills, and I'm tired, and I didn't sleep, and I'm sleep deprived, and you know, whatever, that we forget to put on that special nightgown at night. You know, you're wearing just the t-shirt and jeans. And I am so guilty of this, you guys. I am so guilty of this. And you start to feel like that flame is just barely smoldering, right? Because they know the difference. So make today special. Put on the makeup. You know, I'm not saying that you have to wear makeup to feel special or to be beautiful. But I know for me, when I put it on, I feel ready to tackle the world. I feel a little bit more put together. Sometimes we do it for other people, and sometimes we just need to do it for ourselves. Because sometimes we have to fake it till we make it, right? And that means sometimes putting on the makeup and telling ourselves that everything's going to be okay and that I am better than I feel at the moment, right? Because isn't it true, there are some days we just don't feel like it. We just don't feel like it. And it's okay. Those days are okay. But when those days turn into weeks and those weeks turn into months, we need to stop and take a minute and say, what am I doing? Like, I need to get back to that place where I feel good. And so that's where I feel like sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. You got to put on the makeup. You got to put on a better set of clothes and get out of the leggings and the t-shirt and just do it. Even though I may be cooking in that same clothes with an apron on or something, but it makes me feel good. Good morning, Alicia and Erica. Thanks for popping on. You know, so don't save the good china for just a special dinner. Good morning, Ariel. Do the special stuff today. Make today special. Make today live today like it's your last day. Because for some people, it is their last day, and they don't even know it. They don't even know it. And I hate when I hear things on the radio or the news, and I think to myself, somebody went to work, they got in an accident, they died instantly, and they never made it home. And I used to think about this all the time when I would hear things like that. Like, maybe I left the house that morning, I was a little bit angry at Philip. What if he didn't come home that day? What if I didn't come home that day? I would have felt like crap. if he wouldn't have come home and I was still feeling like I had been angry, my last words to him would have been angry words, right? It's not worth it. That baggage that you would be weighing forever is not worth it. It's not. So let go of the baggage. Let go of it. Let it go. And sometimes I have to think about it in just those ways. I have to think, okay, so if he doesn't come home today, is this argument worth it? Is this really like worth like being angry over, right? Most of the time, it is not. And if it is, then we need to talk about it. We need to get this straightened out, right? We need to get this taken care of, because if we don't, it's going to lead to bigger and bigger problems, bigger little things. You know, it's just like your house, right? If you would just pick up a little bit every day, it would never get to the disaster that it sometimes gets to, right? I mean, that's just the truth. If we just fix the little stuff, right? We just put that dish in the dishwasher before the whole sink is full of dishes. If we, you know, go to the dentist regularly instead of just waiting till we have that horrible cavity. That's the way it is with life. You got to fix those little things right away before they become big disasters. Big disasters that just stop and they're irreparable. Sometimes they become so broken that they're irreparable. And nobody wants that. And nobody wants to live with the regret of, I should have done. I shoulda, woulda, coulda. So, the Zamoras, the Garmins, and the Maronis are all going to a Dodger game. And so last night, my husband and I were talking about that. And I said, I'm going to try not to cry, but this is just like, it's just important to me. A couple of years ago, we took my dad to an Angel game. And the reason we went to that Angel game was because it was called Strikeout Stroke. And my dad had had a stroke. And so I was super excited about taking my dad to this baseball game. And I used to think sometimes that my mom exaggerated his illness. Like, she would tell me that he didn't walk very far and this and that. And I felt like, well, it's just because he just doesn't want to. He needs to get out there and he needs to do it, Mom. You got to get him out there. Well, this particular Angel game, we went out to eat beforehand. And I had my daughter Jenny and the girls with us. And we didn't take the there was no more handicap parking or something like that. Or I didn't take the handicap sticker, I don't know. But for some reason we didn't get in the handicap parking. But we parked up pretty close because we got there pretty early. And my dad started walking in and he didn't get very far before he stopped. Because he was very, very winded. And I think that was the first time that I really realized just how sick my dad was. And Jenny had experience working in a cardiac unit. And so she stopped with me and we kind of let Dad rest a little bit. And then we started walking a little bit more and then we stopped. And in my head, I kept thinking, oh my gosh, how are we going to get into the stadium, walking up the ramps to our seats? He's never going to make it. So I'm not even gonna lie, I was a little bit panicked. And it was also kind of scary to see my dad in that weak state. But he was acting like everything was fine and he wanted to push a little bit harder, right? So as soon as we got into the stadium, I asked the person there if they had wheelchairs. I honestly did not think that they would have wheelchairs at the Angel Stadium, right? But they did. They totally did. And I was such a win because we sat right there at the entrance. You know, my dad kind of leaned up against the wall and just was resting till they brought us the wheelchair. And they put him in the wheelchair and they took him up the ramps and we all followed. And we got to the game and my dad was just as happy as could be. And like, he was just so excited to be there at the baseball game. And it was a memory that I will have forever. forever of that day. Forever. And I am so glad that I do. Even though it makes me tear up a little bit, you guys don't even know how excited that we made it to that baseball game. You know? And so, fast forward one year, I had tickets for that same game. And my dad died like on a Wednesday. And we didn't make it to that game. But that's okay. It's okay because you know what? I have those memories. We made it to that one game. And every time it pops up in my memory, hop, it makes me smile with tears in my eyes because I'm so grateful for that time with my dad. You know, we didn't make an excuse about why we couldn't go. We just did it. And I'm so glad that we did. So now we have another game coming up. Now we are here in Missouri. And my husband is a huge Dodger fan. I'm still an Angel fan. But my husband is a Dodger fan. And so are his girls. And here we are in St. Louis Cardinal area. And the Dodgers are coming here in September. So we got tickets for that. There's 15 of us going to the game. That is just so, I am just blown away excited about it. I don't even care that I'm not a Dodger fan. I am just so excited about going to the game with the family. Because you know what we're going to do? We're going to make some memories. We're going to leave a legacy to the grandkids on that day. We're going to do something that is going to live on in their life for a long time, I hope. I really do. And that's what I'm talking about. Making it special. Buy the popcorn. Buy the hot dog. Buy the Cracker Jacks. You don't have to buy everything. I don't mean it like that. I just mean do the stuff and don't worry so much about making a special occasion. Make every day special. Make every day count. Because we don't know what tomorrow is going to be like. My dad taught me a lot about life. He taught me how short it is. And I don't want to leave this life with regrets. I don't want to leave here thinking, oh, I woulda, shoulda, coulda done this or that, right? I just don't want to do that. I want to just know that I'm leaving good memories behind. So do the special stuff today. Put on that mascara, girls. Put it on. Put on that nice blouse. You know what I love? Sometimes I put on a skirt and a blouse and I come downstairs and they'll be like, where are you going today? I'll be like, I don't know. I really don't have any plans today. So why are you all dressed up? Because today is special because I am alive and I am breathing. I'll make today special, right? That's what we've got to do. That's what we got to do. We got to make every day special and make those people in your life feel like they matter, like they're worth the mascara. They're worth getting dressed up for. So another thing, my daughters are taking me to a Sugarland concert. And there's a lot of history behind that Sugarland concert because there's some songs that came out when they first came out that I really loved. And they reminded me of my girls. My girls were in Iowa at the time. And I missed them so much. But these songs always reminded me of them. And sometimes when I was playing them, I would snap a picture. I would tell my girls, that I was thinking about them because their song came on. Well, we're going to that concert together. Me and my girls. And I'm so excited. You guys, it's these little things that we do in life that make all the difference. It's what you leave behind with your kids and your grandkids. It doesn't matter if you don't live for 100 years, but if you're here 50 years, let's make those 50 years matter, right? Let's not waste any more time on stupid stuff, on stupid things like being angry about things that don't matter, right? Wear the mascara, buy the mascara, put it on. Not just when you, I hear people tell me all the time about our 3D fiber lash that they only wear it for special occasions. Make today special, you guys. Make today special. Wear the 3D mascara. And I'm not telling you that because I sell it. I'm telling you that because I live it. I want to leave a legacy of life. I want to live life. You know, I know my cousin Lisa just popped on here. Hello, Miss Lisa. And it reminded me that as I was working in the breast center and I would meet people who were battling breast cancer, there were two different kinds of people. Those that wanted to live and those that were angry because of what had happened to them. And I could see such a difference in their healing process from one to the other. Those that were so angry that they didn't think that they deserved this, they probably didn't deserve it. I'm not saying anybody deserves it, right? But I say this all the time. Why not me? Why not me? Why shouldn't I go through bad times? Why not me? What makes me so special that I shouldn't have to suffer? And so I tried to put it in perspective in that way that says, you know, why not me? And so when I see these women that are like, you know, I'm going to beat this. And yes, some of them did and some of them didn't. But that life that they lived while they were fighting for it was amazing. That life that they lived because they were fighting to live, they made every day special. Every day was special to them. And that, to me, why does it have to take something like that, like being diagnosed with a cancer or something terminal, to make us stop and think life is precious? Let's do it before that happens. Let's do it anyway. Let's make today special. Let's make today count. Do something for somebody that they can't do for themselves. You know, if you have an extra $5 in your pocket, buy that person in line at Starbucks their coffee too. Watch how it changes their life. Like, it just puts a smile on their face. It's like when you do something for somebody that they can't repay you, or like you don't ever expect it back to you, that feeling inside of me is like priceless. I love it. Like, I wish I had an endless bank account. I don't know if any of you guys listen to Chip Ingram, but he talks about this time in his life when there was this man who was a very rich man who gave him, I feel like you're talking about me right now. I am so proud of you, Lisa. I am. See, it was that positive attitude. It was that energy that you said, you know what? I am bigger than this. And even if you weren't, you were making every day count. And that's all I'm saying. That's truly all I'm saying is make every day count. Don't wait until you're faced with something so tragic that you go, I need to make this day special. Every day is special. Every day. You know, people go outside their door every day and never come home. They didn't know it, they didn't plan it, and they sure weren't ready for it. You know? And it would be really nice if we all had like this time clock that we knew, oh, I ain't got to worry about that because my time says I still have like 40 more years, right? Or, ooh, I got to start working on being my better self because my time clock is almost up, right? It would be nice if we had that reminder that time is precious. But we don't. And we don't know what tomorrow holds. But we do know who holds our tomorrow, right? Somebody knows when it's our last days. So until then, I want to make every day count. I want to make every single day count. And I want to make sure that my family and my husband and my mom, that they all know that I love them. I want them all to know without a doubt that they were important to me. And that's all we're talking about today. It's like, how do they know that? How do they know that they're important? It's not what you buy them, honestly. It's not. It's not what you give monetarily. I always say that time is so valuable because you can never get that time back, right? You can never rewind and do yesterday over again. Yesterday is gone. I will never get those 24 hours over again. But did I live them to my best, ability? When I went to bed last night, did I feel like I wasted that day? That's what I want to do. And don't get me wrong. There are days when I absolutely go to bed going, this day was a wash. This day was a wash. Hope tomorrow is better because this one didn't go very well. It happens. But if you are blessed enough to get that tomorrow, girl, don't waste it. Live life. Live, I have this quote. It says, live, love, laugh. Live, love, laugh. Because those are the three things that I want to do in my life. I want to live, I want to love, and I want to laugh. Because I don't think there's anything more beautiful. And my grandma's out there, come on, this is true. When you hear them babies just giggling and laughing so hard, tell me that doesn't just well up inside of you. Doesn't that just make your heart just like overwhelmingly swell when you hear babies laughing? I think that is just like so, I don't think there's anything better than hearing your grandchildren giggle over silly things. Like I was watching some of my Snapchats that I did when Brooklyn was here, and we were throwing the ball at the dog, and he was barking like Phil had the ball, and he was like, "Rrr." And then I can hear her laughing in the background, and she's like, Grandpa, you're teasing him. And she's laughing. That laugh just makes me like laugh like so hard. I just, it's those moments in life that are just precious. And yes, everything is okay, but I just want people to know how precious life is. And I want you guys to make today special. And go make the people in your life feel special. Okay? So whatever you do today, go put a smile on someone else's face. Forget about what you're going through. Forget about like whatever may be weighing you down. I promise you that when you go make someone else's day, your day is going to feel so much better. So much better. So go out and live. Go out and love. And go out and laugh. Use the good china, you guys. Use the good china. Don't wait for a special occasion. Make today special. So that's my Monday mantra. That's me sharing my heart and what's important to me. So go out and have a great day, and I will see you next week.